Okay, I'm gonna try to cut to the chase on this one because I'm out of rehab, guys. I went to rehab. I did. They tried to make me go, and no, nobody did because nobody cared enough to, guys. No, thanks for that. I'm sorry for 2004. Seems like others have something to be sorry about this time. But no, I did, and I relapsed already, and I'm going to tell you guys about the story, though, and because I've talked about drugs on my channel, and I don't know, when people don't like my videos or watch them, I don't know if it's because, well, they watch them, or is it because you don't like what I'm saying because it's true, or you like what I'm saying and you don't like that, so, and it's true, or you just don't like what I'm saying, or I don't know, like, I don't know why, well, whatever. So, I went to rehab, guys, and I think that's what I'm going to start doing, because I made a little mini video, mentioning the editing app that I use, because in it I mentioned that I just like vlogging, you know, Nerve Gorilla. I don't know if, like, you're still, like, what's going on with you, if you're not king of, like, of the sticks anymore, or like you're swinging, or you're like yelling at human boys that are in your territory, you know, because you're the head honcho, you're the head gorilla, and here comes this young buff human taking over your spot. Whatever the case, see, now Nerve, he got me, guys. You didn't freak my mind, Nerve Girl. You got me. Why the fuck did I bring you up? Why did I do that? I was mentioning, because I mentioned the rehab thing, yeah. And, oh, that I just like vlogging, man. I'm fucking me. Yeah, fuck you, Nerve Gorilla. Like, the fuck? Fuck off. Okay? Go wank off with Rusty. Okay? You got a problem with me vlogging about my drug addiction, which I've never denied on my channel, guys. Alright, so let's just get that out of the way. I mean, I never really owned up to it, but I never really denied it either. See, I found a tricky trickster loophole, you know, always, you know, that cozy middle ground that I always find myself in. But I want to talk about my experiences, and to let you, all 120 of you who are probably wishing ill on me, that I'm okay, and I'm going to talk about this more, and I'm doing it, guys, I'm doing it. It just, sometimes things happen. You know, vlogging, so the point is that I just like to vlog, and maybe I should be more honest instead of trying to be, like, so funny all the time, you know, because sometimes I know I am, guys, and I know I've said I am, but that's when I'm not trying. Okay, there's times where I actually feel like I'm trying. That's the downfall to being me. You know, I'm funny, but it comes naturally, but I don't know that. Okay, so imagine being me. No wonder why I need drugs. You know, well, needed. But so I mentioned on my channel. So anyhow, vlogging though, just real quick, guys. I promise. Vlogging, you know, I talk about gut punching truth and just be bold and brave and brazen. Is that the word even? Excuse me, in your speech, guys. But that actually was the downfall. That was my downfall, is not following through with that. So talk about, this is why I want to get real on this channel, because I did learn some gems from being in rehab. I was there 28 days. I was supposed to, okay, so I was in rehab for 28 days. It was it's a local facility. You can't smoke cigarettes. That's a big, you can't smoke cigarettes. You can get lozenges, which is another thing I need to talk about. Why do people say that? Is it lozenges or lozengers? Because I heard somebody say lozengers, and I just said it, but then I heard everyone else saying lozenges, but then I started hearing other people say lozengers. Which one is it? Is it like a Kmart, Walmart's thing? Like, hey, yeah, I'm going to Walmart's, like my dad used to say, Kmart's instead of Kmart? Is that what this is? Don't all rush to answer and help my dilemma, you know. This could be blocking up all my, like, sober Whatever. This is for me anyway, not you, Nerve Gorilla, okay? Maybe this will help someone. I certainly, help me, as has always been the case on my channel. As Nerve loves. You love it, Nerve. I know you do. I know you're watching. I know you're watching. You think you're gonna catch me slip, but you're not. You're not, Nerve, because I might have slipped again. I'm not, guys. I'm an addict. I'm always going to be an addict. You guys know my history, possibly. I talked about drugs on my channel. Nobody liked the video. Hardly anybody watched it. I was cocky in that video where I mentioned, it's part of recovery, and just part of life, really. Recovery from drugs, or just. Guys, sorry. Law and Order, I don't actually watch. I just listen to it. It helps soothe my mood. It keeps me grounded. And I don't actually watch it. Okay, so anyway. But recovery from life, right? Growing up. So you don't have to incorporate drugs into it. I'm going to tell you this. Okay, in my drug video, I'm going to start with this. In my drug video, I mentioned, and I regret this a little bit, where I talk shit about NA and AA, the programs, right? And how some people in sobriety take it very seriously, as you need to. I now understand, okay? But it is okay. What I was saying in that video was, people, you're just at different stages, so don't beat yourself up too much when you fall, okay? But it's a slippity slope, because when you're cocky in your drug-induced mind, people in the program, they don't get down like that. They tell you to knock it right off. To each his own. I learned some gems, but so I was in this program for 28 days. I hate that I don't know how much storage I have on my phone, because I might just have to make this in parts so that I feel better about it, so I don't just get cut off and start getting into good and then have no space on my phone that I can't figure out. God, I could use a drink. I really could, man. I'm about to do it. I'm about to do it. All right, I need my bougie tea. Okay, so I was in this program for 20 days. I chose to go. There was no lawman or no person said, Sam, you should go. Yeah, no, none of you did that for me. I did it myself, which still is so challenging when you're in a rehab. I could only imagine if you have to go into one by law, or by like your family, like other, like an ultimatum, like, yeah, go to rehab. Or I can only imagine, because I think it's harder. I thought at first when you go in, it's harder to sign yourself up. It's harder to stay if you sign yourself up. But I find, and I thought that, because then you could just walk out anytime. But come to find out, you can in the case of Sam, because I chickened out, guys. I chickened out when it came to telling this woman. The plan was this originally. I went to a 28-day program. Guys, if you don't know my story, I'm homeless. I've been so for a while. And the state program in New York, I live in Elmira, New York. I'm just going to tell you guys, why? Because you guys can find anything out on the internet anyway. And you all know me somehow, but you don't. Nerve Gorilla, I don't want to hear your shit. You know what? If you want to help me, critique this video right now. Critique this video, Nerve Gorilla. I'm fucking begging you. But comment it in this video. I don't want no personal fucking emails, because one, I can't get into my email right now. Two, it stays on record with my request, right? Like I'm asking you, do I not mention that I live in Elmira, New York? Because it's a fascinating town, guys. It's a fascinating, or city, I should say. That's another thing I'm going to get into. I fucking love and hate Elmira, New York. It's like such a love-hate thing, but it's such a fascinating city. But anyway, that's where this program was. Everybody was so nice. There's nothing wrong with what I'm saying. They were too nice to where I felt bad disappointing them about my plan to leave. So I let them go along. Excuse me, originally, Okay. Originally, you were supposed to, if you're in this 28-day program, I signed myself in. Nobody's making me stay all 28 days. I could have stayed for 5. I could have stayed for 28 and left, which eventually is what I did. Or you could try to get into a program, a long-term program, like, you know, like you hear of halfway houses and stuff, guys, which, yes, by all means, that is, that would have been the healthiest choice for me. But I was 9th on the list for one place, and I didn't hear anything back from another place, and I had just put an application in for last place. The place I hadn't heard from, everyone raves about. It was in I don't want to say names per se, but it's near Albany, New York. Okay, and it's a 3 to 9 month program, and they do everything. They'd fix my teeth. They would transition so I could use my phone and still vlog. I could go out and transitional living is what it's called. Help me with schooling, help me with getting my driver's license. The only thing is you can't get high, and that's not my problem, guys. My problem is people. And I know it's part this the one of the counselors just the other day said in a meeting was very true. He said, if you can tolerate the negative side effects of drugs, then why can't you tolerate the negative side effects of recovery? You know, like where it's maybe I need to go back to mental health, you know, rather than rehab. Maybe that is an option, because people, I can't do it. I need to figure out what this is with me, where it's like all eyes on me, all like just talking to me. No matter, I've mentioned this on my channel, whenever I set boundaries, people don't respect it. They project onto me. I will tell them, oh yeah, no, I don't really want to. And it's like, yeah, Sam here, she's so silly. She's so giggly all the time. That's what everyone called me. My name in rehab was Giggles. Okay? And it's because I appear positive and happy. I like fairy-like or like dainty or something. I don't know. I really, is there a program? And now this is just going. This is cool. We'll just roll with this. I'm getting comfy back into recordings. Thank you if you're here watching. You know, still thank you, because I know I feel, well, I don't know. See, I know sometimes I don't feel funny, but I am, right? So maybe I am interesting all of the time, and you guys just, like, I don't know, you know? So sorry if I'm saying sorry too much. I gotta work on that, too. Truly, I do, guys. There needs to be a word that replaces sorry. I'm all over the place. Side note about people who say sorry too much, at the very least, when I worked at the construction office, that was my favorite job. There was 2 owners. He called me when I was new. He called the office, and he had me look something up or do something, and I'm on the phone with him. And as it's taking a little longer than necessary, I say, sorry, I'm trying to rush, but the system's being slow. He said, don't say sorry. He said, it sounds better if you say bear with me. You know, like but when he said that, it was like, my kundalini, my brain's kundalini went off. Like, oh my God, yes. So if we can find another way to replace sorry, like when you do something that you feel, or we just need to talk about it. Let's talk about it, MGK. You know, like, let's talk about it. Like, why do we say sorry so much? Figure out why we're saying it, what it actually implies to the person, and why we shouldn't say it, and then a replacement word, and then we'll be good to go, all you over-apologizers out there. I hate it. It's always been a habit, and I know why on a root level it's done, but it's a habit, so you need to replace it with a cross addiction, right? I'm addicted to true life. I'm addicted to saying sorry. Like, really? My Lord. But I wonder if there is like almost like a program. Okay, you know, we're on the subject. I'm on the subject of Alcoholics Anonymous and Narcotics Anonymous. Al-Anon is another group. Groups like that. there be a place to, or a group, maybe we should start this, where you can go in person and just let people give you feedback about you. You know, like, do you come off people's skills like, hell, but I'm an over-apologizer's anonymous, you know, because I really, you know, there has to be something done. Because therapy, yes, maybe coexist with therapy, because therapy, you're getting to the root of your problem, but you're not interacting with anybody, just one person. And guys, I was so not me in that rehab. Like, it wasn't the medications, or I thought at first they had put me on. I got diagnosed as bipolar, and I bet I've mentioned that on my channel. I've mentioned ADHD women often get misdiagnosed as bipolar. However, I went with it because I wanted to see what lithium did for me, and personally, I think I like it. So we'll see how that goes. So I do want to focus on my mental health for sure. I don't want Adderall and stuff, guys. I want a medication that worked like Adderall did in the beginning. In the beginning of me taking Adderall in my adulthood, I napped. I ate corn dogs all the time. I napped on Adderall, but I loved it. It was great. It just had a very negative effect after, you know. But the pro was pretty pro, I gotta say. But yeah, I napped in everything, you know. I didn't abuse my Adderall. It just started having a negative effect. But yeah, that would be, so my thing is people. I just, they're so, and I know it's because they're in recovery. Guys, if you think the world is petty, get yourself into a rehab facility, and you tell me you think you've seen petty. It's because everybody is pissed off, or they're scared, and they want anything in their life to focus on other than themselves. And guess who's there? You and a bunch of other people going through the same thing. Do you know what kind of nightmare that is? So, you know, people who aren't addicts, you know, give props, you know, just give some respect to those who are in rehab. Because if you think it's crazy in the street, you think there's furries and all that, imagine every person in rehab is like a furry times a million, okay? They may not, they think they're human mostly, but they think they're God, you know? and they think you're the devil. Now imagine every one of them doing that. So, on that note, I want to take a break, because this is a little longer than I wanted to do, but I don't edit my videos as far as cut, so everything as you see is raw and real, guys, despite what my Puerto Rican Vietnam War veteran painted mud face. Despite what he said, yeah, no, I don't fucking cut my videos and edit, and yeah, no. Ain't nobody got time for that. But I'll be back.